Welcome back to my Disney channel. Did I say that? Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to be talking to you about the initial application process and the WBI because they're kind of shorter things to talk about since it's computer automated. Yes, I'm not wearing a Disney shirt. I'm not wearing my ears. I will get more Disney shirts. I really don't have that many right now. My process went a little bit like this. So apps opened on, when did apps open? Okay, so apps opened on the 19th of August, I think. Don't quote me on that, I'm pretty sure they opened the 19th. We had all been in group chats ahead of time. I'd kind of muted most of them by now. I'm really not a group chat person, so I'm sorry if I met you on a group chat and then stopped talking. I had already started talking to Michelle and she decided to apply on the day apps dropped. I actually waited a day. So I applied on the 20th. I immediately got a WBI. I filled that out in about 30 minutes, and then immediately after my WBI, I scheduled my phone interview. I scheduled my phone interview for the 28th of August, and then it was a long weekend for Labor Day, and so I got accepted on the next wave that came after my phone interview. I went through a really fast process, so hopefully I can help you guys get through the process that quickly, but it's a computer automated system until you get to the phone interview, so sometimes there's just nothing you can do. I had a couple of friends who had applied and gotten accepted for the program before. One of them had to turn it down, and the other one was already there. So they looked over my application a little bit, and so did my career counselor. So I had 3 jobs listed on my application. I had my personal company that I work for, which is a production company, and that includes working on my film capstone and doing kind of business videos for everybody. Spotted Snake LLC, if you can't guess the title. So I have my actual resume up so I can kind of tell you guys what I said. My bullet points were kind of as follows. Facilitate and manage a team of 30 crew members. Run production for 3 consecutive 12-hour days. Set expectations and manage high emotions. That was a big one. I wanted to put kind of this high emotion thing in there for Disney. Manage equipment inventory. Practice safe set procedures. Direct and edit business testimonial videos for local companies. This is all completely true, real things I did. Use words like manage, facilitate, high emotions, and of course safety. There are these 4 keywords that you are supposed to use for Disney. I've heard of people using all of them, I've heard of people using none of them, but they're just things that the computer might pop up. The 4 keywords are safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. I also added some skills like time management, working under pressure, stuff like that. The other one I had was working with Spot 127, which is a nonprofit after-school high school program for at-risk teenagers, where we teach them film, media, and journalism. Great spot to work. Spot. I love it so much. For here, I was kind of talking about being in a classroom setting, working with children, all of those kind of things. The last one I put was my retail job. This was probably the most important one that I got in there, although I did get to talk about safety a lot with Spot. This is efficiently checking out guests, which I always say guests instead of customers for Disney, recommending merchandise, maintaining a clean workspace, those kinds of things. Now, I had a lot of people look mine over. They helped me with some of my grammar and some of the other things that were issues or strange wording or things that sounded like I facilitated children, which was a weird phrase that I had used that we took out. Honestly, I think a lot of it is having work experience, and the other part is that I am a senior and I was graduating. Upperclassmen are probably more likely to get in. All of this stuff is just kind of rumors that I've heard and stuff like that. Really make sure that you fill out your application carefully. If there's a mistake, you have to then contact customer support and stuff like that. So just be diligent. Don't let your nerves freak you out and have you miss something that's really important. All in all, just keep that hope with you. You might get your WBI in seconds. You might not. That's kind of how it goes. If you do have any questions about it, I am always willing to take a look at your application for future programs. Let's talk about the WBI. The WBI is the web-based interview. It's a personality test. That's really what it is. You're going to get questions like, you have an upset guest come to you, what is the first thing that you do? Answers will be like, help them, try to get them to understand you, try to understand them, or get a manager for help. These questions, they don't really have necessarily right or wrong answers. Consistency is key in the WBI. Think about what you would actually do and then be consistent about it. If you're going to say that your goal is to understand people first, say that every time. The questions themselves won't repeat, but you might get very, very similar questions or similar answer choices in the questions. What I did for mine is I actually had my friend Janae sit on my bed with me just so that I could have someone there that I could talk out loud and not sound like a crazy person like I probably do right now when no one is home. Janae sat with me, my friends had brought me Dutch, and I just went through the questions, read all of them out loud, read the answer choices, and said, okay, well, I want to understand people. Next question. Oh, well, you know, they understand isn't a choice, but I want to help people. I constantly want to do this. I want to help my coworkers. If the answers were between, like, you know, understanding what someone wanted and helping your coworkers, then it's like, hey, I've said both. That's where my brain is. You know, my goal is always to understand people first and then help them out when I can. So if you're an independent worker, that's okay. Just be consistent. Disney likes independent and team players. That's because if you're gonna do a role like PhotoPass, you might have to be on your own. If you're gonna manage an outdoor cart, you might have to be on your own. I don't know any of this yet. I haven't done the program, but this is what I've heard, and I can tell you that I just did my best to stay consistent. They say the WBI takes about half an hour. That's pretty on point. It took me about half an hour. You might actually have to wait for your WBI for a little bit. I got mine in 30 minutes. You might have to wait to schedule your phone interview for a little bit as well. I also got mine kind of right after I did my WBI. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I've done them before and done terribly for other jobs. So the biggest thing, take a deep breath. If you think you're gonna be better sitting by yourself and doing it, sit by yourself. If you wanna have someone in the room just to, you know, talk to them, go for it. That's what I did. She didn't answer any of the questions for me. She was just there so that she could listen to me and say yes and kind of reassure me that I was doing okay. Alright, so the next video I'm going to be talking about is my interview process. This is going to be a little bit longer. I might actually have to take some notes down really quick because it was a couple months ago. I don't totally remember. I don't think I even remembered what I said 5 minutes after finishing it. And I will see you then. Bye!